What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at something which I'm not too excited about. This is a movie which I watched quite a while back when it first did come out, and I'm watching it again because, and only because, the movie is getting a second one, and everyone is rating the second one really shit, but everyone rated the first one really well. And I, unfortunately, don't share that same opinion with this movie. I really didn't like the first Joker. I spoke about it a little bit on TikTok, but now is the time where I can get my full opinions out about this movie, where I can talk about this movie all I want and tell you why I think it is bad and what about it I think is bad. So, without any further delay, let's quickly shuffle on over to what Google has to say and take a look at the first ever Joker movie, which I do believe came out in 2019, and it had a thriller crime genre, and it is a 2-hour movie with 2 minutes. You can watch it on Amazon Prime and Google Play. It has a 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb and a 68% Rotten Tomatoes. Arthur Fleck, a party clown, leads an impoverished life when his ailing mother, however, when society shuns him and brands him as a freak, he decides to embrace the life of crime and chaos. So how this movie actually goes is Arthur Fleck is struggling. His mum is on her deathbed and she's slowly dying. She's very abusive towards him, constantly calls him names, constantly talks down to him and treats him like shit, even though he is the only thing keeping her alive. He is the only one that can keep her alive, keep her fed, keep her well, and she's still treating him like shit, and still treating him like he's worthless garbage. And that obviously has an effect on him, and he works as a party clown, going to parties, and people still treat him like shit in the locker room of this sort of place, and they treat him like shit at the parties. He gets made fun of on his way to parties, on the way back from parties. And in doing this, he finally snaps, he finally breaks, and he kills 3 guys in a subway. This Arthur Fleck, this really skinny, really introverted guy, takes out 3 guys on a subway. That's fucking wild to me. He takes out 3 big guys on a subway and kills them. He then goes into work the next day and is really sort of happy and takes on this more of a Joker mantle, and he kills someone in the locker room of his work. He then kills someone in the bathroom. He then draws a smile on the bathroom. He's like, hey, this isn't me, this is the Joker, I can do this for a living now. And then he kills his mum. He then starts to make a name for himself as a Joker, as a clown, as a stand-up, and he goes on the Murray Show and reveals that he killed all these people. He did all these bad, horrible things, and then he kills Murray on the show because Murray was taking the piss out of him and bullying him. He then gets up, walks away, leaves, and everyone is wearing Joker masks, everyone is dressed as the Joker, everyone's causing chaos in Gotham, he's loving life, and that's where the movie ends. I'm gonna be honest, I summarized that entire 2-hour movie in, 2-3 minutes, and it was so boring to sit through. There was so much dribble, there was so much drabble, there was so many unnecessary scenes, so many scenes that they could have really done without in that movie. Like, it was such a long movie for no reason. It also didn't feel like a Joker movie. It didn't feel like a Batman movie. It didn't feel like the Joker that we all know and love. It felt like it didn't feel like a DC movie. It didn't feel like a Joker movie. It made it more down to earth and more realistic. I thought they were going for a more realistic approach on the Joker, but even then, I found it boring. It didn't meet my expectations. I went into this expecting some Joker-like movie, and that's not what I got. So it didn't meet with my expectations, so it did leave me feeling a little bit disappointed and wanting more, because I think a Joker solo film could have gone so hard. I thought like a Joker solo movie would have been so fucking good. It could have been so exciting to have like a Joker origin movie, but that's just not what we got. We got this guy instead, and I genuinely didn't like it. The acting was great, I will be honest, and I will give this movie props where props is due. The acting on this movie was really fucking good. Like, he played Joker really well, or he did what the movie was trying to do really well. I'm not gonna call him the Joker because he's not the Joker in my eyes. I don't see him as the fucking Joker. He isn't the Joker, and nothing you say can change my mind. He's not the Joker. He isn't my Joker. Bring back my Joker 2024. And the dancing on the steps was memed to holy hell. And you know what? It was a good scene. I liked it. It was very sort of a good iconic moment which marked as like a changing point in his life. It marked as a really good sort of twist in his character arc where his life is going up and changing for the better. He's becoming this vigilante and sort of standing up for himself and stopping all these bullies, and he looks very happy, and we see it make a really good contrast because he ends up falling down the bottom few steps, and that shows how like much his life hasn't really turned around. He's still treated like shit. He's still called a freak, and he isn't really helping himself. He just is fixing a temporary problem. He's putting an end to a temporary problem, and because he's falling down those last few steps, that problem is still there. That problem is still sort of affecting him, and he hasn't fully got over it. And if you do notice, he is coming down the steps, so he is coming down from that high, that sort of excitement, and it's leading him to go kill again, and again and again to get back that high. Like, he's addicted to killing people, and he's addicted to sort of this good feeling he gets from killing people. The Joker aesthetic, I don't get why he sort of has this clown makeup on, other than the fact that he works as a clown. That is it. He works as a clown, and that's the only reason he's called the Joker. Like, he works as a laughy, funny clown, and that's it. He also goes to see Bruce Wayne as a baby for whatever reason, which kind of gave me the impression of him being like a pedo. Like, I don't fucking understand why he went to go see Bruce Wayne. That scene could have been easily cut out of this movie. Like, there was no fucking need. That was just fan service to show Bruce Wayne in this, like, movie when they didn't need to. They didn't need to put Bruce Wayne in here. Like, he just didn't fit. That entire scene didn't fit in this movie. Like, I don't understand why that was a thing, because there was no payoff to it. It was, like, shown and then taken away. Like, it was just there as being like, hey, look, it is DC, there is Bruce Wayne, haha, look, it's the Batman, look, everybody, look, it's DC, I promise this movie's DC, I promise, I pinky promise, this is a DC movie, please don't go away. And that's just what I don't like about this movie. They're marketing it as a DC movie when it's really not. It is, I reckon it would have been a good movie, or not a decent movie, because I still don't think the movie was that great, if it wasn't marketed as the Joker. They got people to come and see this with false hope, with false promise of it being a Joker movie. They got people to come and sort of watch this because it's like, oh, that's the Joker, that's a brand name, that's someone we're familiar with, that's someone we know, that's someone that I can sort of resonate with and that I'm familiar with, so this has some familiarity to it. And that's how they try and get you to come and watch it, when in all reality, it had nothing to do with Joker at all. This was just a generic sort of psychopath movie, like a psychopath killer movie who, you know what, in recent times has become a lot more common. I feel like Sweet Pea, which is a show that I watched recently, tried to do this exact same thing and did it better. I feel like Sweet Pea follows a very similar story to this, where they're an overlooked character, a character that no one really cares about, a character that gets bullied and abused. Obviously not to the extent that Arthur Fleck does. I definitely think that Sweet Pea is a tame version of the Joker, but I do feel like Sweet Pea does it better. Sweet Pea does it so much better and makes it so much more interesting, and I'm sorry, I just can't get behind this Joker. I can't. It's not a movie I would ever watch again. It's a movie that I actually regret watching. I watched it because everyone said it was great, and it turned out that people are liars. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet, except from what I say, because what I say is 100% true all the time. I never lie, and I never joke. Everything I say is 100% factual all the time, and you should definitely believe every single word that leaves my mouth. Anyway, my opinion on this movie is that it's like a 2 out of 10. I don't like this movie. It's shite. This movie is shite. I don't like it at all. It's a 2 out of 10. Will never watch it again. Don't ever want to watch it again. The reason that it's getting 2 is because the acting is good and the music is good. And that doesn't carry it. That does not carry it at all. It gets 2.